YouTube was good, man. It's your boy Bada FX, and we're back with another breakdown video. So let's get straight into it. Yeah. So, this is just a video of me breaking down, trades that I took after the previous video. So I think we took a total of about eight trades in total. So I'm just going to be breaking down that real quick and let's see, maybe you guys can learn a thing or two, from the videos. So let's just get into it straight. So let's start off with GBP NZD. You know, so at the end of last video, we did in fact break down this trade, which ended up playing out to the T guys for a total of about 3.4 R. So let's just break down what I saw again. So let's start from the weekly time frame. So clearly you can see this is the clearest uptrend ever. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, so on and so forth. Yeah. So we did in fact see a clean bullish structure on the daily time frame. So this is not advised when it comes to trading with small accounts, but like if you know how to manage your risk, trade. If you have a clear bias on the higher time frame, execute on it. So what do I see? We clearly had the sweep right here. So let's just in fact delete all these markings. Right, so we can just write out again. So in fact see this sell side sweep, before it started rallying up back again. Right. And then what did we see, right? I think we analyzed this chart around somewhere around here. So we did in fact wait a couple of days before it got triggered. So as you can see, we had another sell side sweep right here. And then what happened? We had a break of structure right here. And then what do we see? So a clear demand zone that caused this break of structure. One order block. Mark that out from the wick to the wick. Right. And now what do we need? Again, after we mark an order block, we need inducement to that zone because market moves on liquidity. So we did need liquidity inducing the zone we planned entering from because people stop loss are differently over here. So we need market to take that out because causing a reversal. So it enter off this order block, stop loss below, stop loss directly below the order block, targeting external liquidity right here. Could have in fact waited for the most external one, but this is the daily time frame. So unless you want to be a patient dog, the patient dog gets the fast bone. So for me personally, don't want to. As you can see, this is still in play, but I do believe price would eventually come out taking this external liquidity right here. So we did leave our trade over there, for a total of about 4 hours. So yeah, that's basically the first trade. So let's go into the next trade, which I think was USD JPY. This was a really clean trade. Sent this out to my Telegram. So this was, a really, let's say, diabolical trade because this is not how normal people trade. Yeah, but once you have experience and you see these things in the market, you definitely do have to refine your entries, and then it's basically just easy from there. So once you spot those things, you just know how it's gonna be. Right? So what do we see, right? We saw a clear supply zone. I think the supply zone was on the week, or was it a day? Let's check it right quick. So it should be on the daily. Right? So as you can see, this is a daily supply zone causing this break of structure right here. Right, and we did have inducement to it too. As you can see, this wick definitely didn't touch the supply. So this is definitely inducement. But if another brokers this did touch, we still have inducement right here. But for me, this is in touch, so this is inducement to the zone. Alright. So what the price do? Price came to it, reacted of it before failing it. So price did eventually fail the supply zone, as you can see right here. So now was that as a break of structure, a change of character in rather. So what are we looking for now? We're looking for buyers, But I would say those cause we had a change of character doesn't give me confirmation that the trend has changed, right? I still need to see more patterns forming before I get a solid a solid confluence that okay, this market is bullish now. Let's be looking for buyers instead, right? So now, what do we do? We saw this order block right here, right? This is going to be hard to teach because like I don't usually show people the strategy because like I feel like it's just market experience. Once you see it, you can't unsee it, and once those things like that come, it's quite hard to explain it down, but let's see if I can, and let's see people are smart out there that understand what I'm saying. So this is basically just a QMR type entry, right? The Kosomodo entry. So we did have a zone because in this break right here, right? And before we had that zone, we had the south side sweep right here. If you don't see it, you don't see it, so just forget about it. But if you see it, just listen up, right? So what the price do? The price did fail this. So in the previous video, you know what I said. We want a destruction of the zone, and then our stop loss would be at the leg of the destruction. But at the destruction zone, we do want to see inducements, right? Inducements to that zone, like the way we always want to see inducements to our order blocks, right? It's treated the same way. So we do want to see inducements right here, and that's when we quote it right here. So we can just mark this out with a couple dollar signs, right? So did enter off here, put our entry right here, waiting for price to trigger it. Price did trigger it, held it over the weekend, I think, and then the price did eventually hit our take profit. But the final take profit should be this high, but that's a really long swing trade, and that's what I'm looking for, right? So I do in fact plan to hold my trades for a week max, 2 weeks max, So this was in fact a really good trade for me. Sent this out to the Telegram. People did take it and people did make profit off this trade too, by the way. So let's go to the next pair, which we did eventually take, which was AUDJPY. Same bias as USJPY, bullish structure, actually the same type of entry still. Once you have these correlating pairs, okay, just analyze all of them that have the common pair to it and then just see if you can find an entry. If you don't, just leave it. Don't force the trade, guys. So as you can see, this is a 3-hour supply zone right here that caused this sweep of buy side. And then what did you do? Change your character down here. You took the sell side too before finally going to this 3-hour zone. What do we do? Destroy that. So this zone right here, what time frame was it? I think it was a 4-hour. So a 4-hour zone. Perfect. So this 4-hour zone did react off the supply before destroying it, causing the sell side sweep, which I marked over here. Right? And then what do we do? Continue the bullish structure, right? And then what do we look for now to the zone inducement, as mentioned earlier? So we did get that inducement over here, and we do always want our inducement to be under the Fibonacci 50% rate from the zone to the last break of structure, right? So this was in fact the lowest, right? Before we got that inducement over here and pinching over here, our stop loss always with the leg of destruction, right? So right here, targeting line buy side liquidity, but as always, the highest buy side is always be the target for price. If you want to have a longer term bias, as you can see, prices ended up hitting that long term buy side liquidity. Right, so this was also a really clean trade that we also took. Right, this was one of my personal trades. I didn't in fact share this Telegram. So we go to the next trade, which was around USD CHF. Right, this was a sell trade. This was just like a little news trade that we took. Right, so this news trade was clear. We had, I think, was a PPR just there, something like that. Just had a clear bearish structure SMC, right, whatever I want to call it. I think this was that was on right here, causing the buy side sweep, sell side sweep, inducement to the zone, enter targeting line lows. As you always know, the main target should always be the last sell side liquidity, but that is for a long term bias, right? So I do in fact want to see price, finally taking out this lows, eventually just on effect. But that's for long term, and that's not the type of trader I am. But I do see my profitability, targeting, just like the recent sell side or buy side liquidity, depending on our biases. Right. So we then in fact go to the last trade of the week. Right. This was in fact a news trade which was sold with my private community. Right. So this trade right now is also really, diabolical when it comes to people seeing this kind of things. So that's why it's hard to explain what I saw, but those out there who get it right. So let's just go straight into it, right? So this was a 30-minute. So we did in fact want to trade from here. Did in fact want to trade from here. So stop loss right here, targeting Asian lows. Right. So I do in fact have a gold strategy that I have refined and seen 76.3% profitability according to my back testing. But that's I obviously can't give that out for free. So if you want to just hit me up on IG or something, and then I'll see what I can do with you. Obviously not free, but if you don't want to pay, it's fine. Just stick with where you go, right? So this was a sold that we didn't in fact want to catch, but I wasn't on my PC as this triggered, so I did in fact end up missing this. So this was a PPI trade. I think this was PPI candle around here, or PPI candle around here. So if I missed that, so I know CPI was the next day. We couldn't miss CPI, right? Because that's when we see a lot of volatility in the market, and then we see a lot of uh, opportunities to make money, right? Because it moves really quick. So what do we see? Same. Okay. So this was in fact a 5-minute QMR zone, right? You might ask BXO why go down to the 5-minute, right? Why are you refining it down to the lowest time frame, right? So one thing I noticed with gold, yeah, gold respects all type of order blocks, right? It doesn't. Obviously, the higher probability ones are always going to be the higher time frame ones, right? So what I did in fact was looking for the closest zone below the Asian low, because I did in fact notice that once price takes out the Asian highs or lows on gold, we do in fact tend to see a reaction, right? This was low. This was the Asian low right here, and the 5-minute zone was the closest to me. Right, so we did in fact put a stop loss below there and then targeting the Asian high. This is a clean trade to 3R, banked off it, showed it to my private community, and then we all made money off this trade, right? So yeah, this is basically all the trades that we've taken. I think for the last month now, last since beginning of August till mid September. Right now, it's the weekend. So yeah, I think this is the last video for a while for December. So I do in fact want you guys to keep grinding, bro. Keep studying the charts, keep learning every day. Get trying this aim to be 1% better every day. Everything adds up, right? So yeah, see you guys next video, guys.